Hello, it's Tom from Blacktoad Studio, and we are here with a 1750 point battle report, and here is my Black Templars list. So as you can see here in front of you, or you might obviously, we're going close in a minute, there's not any Primaris in this list. This is a old school Marine list with some walking ancients. So let's go into the first detachment on the left here, which is a battalion. And down here, we have 3 HQs in here. So we have a captain who has been upgraded to a chapter master, and he is sporting a jump pack, a thunderhammer and a grav pistol. To the right of him there we have a master of sanctity, so I spent another command point there upgrading that chaplain to that. He has a jump pack, and I have given him the relic of benediction of fury, so he's got a fancy Crozius. And then to the left we have the Emperor's champion, ready to walk into the fray and hopefully kill some of the army that Dom has brought, which you'll see shortly. We then have 3 troop slots. We have 3 Crusader squads. So the first one here on the right is 10 Marine strong. The sergeant is upgraded with a pair of lightning claws, but everything else has got a chainsword and bolt pistol. Behind them we have another 10-man Crusader squad. However, that is a bolter squad. We have a melter gun, and the sergeant is carrying a power sword and bolt pistol. And then over to the left we have another 10-man Crusader squad. Sergeant has been upgraded with a power fist and grav pistol. That is everything though. Then we just sneak an elite slot in here. So we have a company veteran squad here. We have 3 power fists, 1 being on the sergeant, and then we have 2 normal veterans which just have chainswords and bolt pistols. And then I thought I'd give them something to run around the battlefield in, so I got them a Razorback with a twin las cannon on top. So the warlord is actually my chaplain here, and we gave him Wise Orator. He's also got Fires of Devotion and Divine Protection as his litanies. Then moving on to my second detachment over here, which is a Vanguard detachment, being led by a Tech Marine who has also been upgraded to a Master of the Forge. We also spent another command point, so that's another 2 on this guy, to give him a Hero of the Chapter, so we give him a Warlord trait, which makes him Warden of the Ancients. So any dreadnoughts within 6 inches of him gain 1 strength and 1 attack, and obviously hopefully you can repair them. And the dreadnoughts joining in, we have 2 ironclads either side of him, slightly loaded out differently. Over here we've got one with the dual combat weapons, 1 seismic and 1 dreadnought claw I think it is, carrying 2 heavy flamers. We do have the hunter killer missiles on there and the ironclad assault launchers. Likewise over here we have 2 hunter killers on here. However, we do have two heavy flamers on there again, and also he's going to be carrying the seismic hammer and a hurricane bolter. And then at the back we have 3 standard dreadnoughts, 2 with I almost forgot their name, the assault cannons, that's the one, and 1 with a multi-melter. Other than that, they have storm bolters in their arms. So that is my 1750 points of Black Templars. Let's go see what Dom's bought for his army against this.
Hello, this is Dom from Blacktoad Studios, and this is my 1750 points of Khorne demons with some Chaos Knights. So we have got a battalion of Khorne demons at the front here, and we have a super heavy auxiliary of Chaos Knights at the back there. So we're going to start at the front. We're going to start with the Warlord today. So the Warlord, we are going to go with the Bloodthirster of Insane Rage. He's become an Exalted Bloodthirster for 1 command point, which he's got the Blood Blessed ability. He also has the Armour of Scorn, and he has his Warlord trait, which is Oblivious to Pain. So hopefully that's going to increase his survivability a little bit. We'll find out though as the game carries on. Down here we have got 2 Blood Masters. We then, for the troop choice, have 1 squad of 10 Bloodletters there. They have got an instrument and a banner in that. We have got another squad of 10 Bloodletters, exactly the same there. We then at the front here have 20 Bloodletters, and they in fact have the Banner of Blood, which is a free d6 charge. They also have an instrument in there as well. So moving over, we're going to try some Blood Crushers as well. So we've got 1 squad of 5 Blood Crushers here with an instrument and a banner. We have another squad of 4 Blood Crushers with an instrument and a banner. And that is the demon element of this army. So we're going to see how they do. We're then going to move to the back here, and we have got 3 war dogs here, and they have gone with the House Beatrix as their household there. And that is my army. Spending a couple of command points there. Obviously, we've spent some on the super heavy auxiliary. We've spent some making this an exalted bloodthirster, and we have spent another one down here on the banner of blood there. So that has left me on 7 command points before we've even got into deployment. And as you can imagine, certain parts of this army are going to be going into the denizens of the warp stratagem to kind of pop them onto the battlefield and surprise the Templars. So that is my army. We have seen the Black Templars. Now let's have a look at mission and deployment. Right, so we are playing Vital Intelligence tonight. Both forces have now deployed. For starting with the Chaos Demons over here. So the Chaos Demons, we have put some units into reserve, but denizens of the warp. So the 20-man squad of Bloodletters and the Bloodthirster are both in reserve at the moment. And I believe everything for the Templars is on the board, yes. Although some are mounted up in the Raisback, which we'll get to in a moment. So objective-wise, we have some objectives down the centre here. We have very appropriate Khorne symbols on this battlefield today. So we have one here.
White and clean for Templar ones.
We've got one down by the Knights there. Moving across the battlefield, we have another one down here. And we have got another one down there. And finally, the Templars should have theirs underneath that Crusader squad there. So through the Khorne Demon deployment over here, we have got a squad of Blood Crushers here with a Herald there. We've got another squad of Bloodletters here. So they're on this side of the battlefield facing off against the Templars over there. We then come over to the centre, and of course in the centre, what else will we have at the moment? But we've got 3 War Dogs there just holding that objective. Huzzah! We've got pretty much mirror over here as well. So another squad of Bloodletters in this ruin area here. So essentially these terrain bits here are going to be counted as ruins and area terrain within this kind of area here that we've marked out. We've got another squad of Blood Crushers over here, slightly bigger squad. Moving over to the Templars. We've got a Crusader squad down here lurking behind this terrain. We have got a jump captain there. First Dreadnought here. We've got company veterans in there.
Indeed, company veterans and the Emperor's Champion.
And the Emperor's Champion in there, going to be roaring forwards towards the Khorne Demons. We then have a couple more Dreadnoughts here in the centre, behind with the Master of the Forge there. We have another Crusader squad. We've got another Dreadnought. Not all the Dreadnoughts yet, we've still got one to go. And then finally, over here, we've got another Crusader squad. The final Dreadnought there. So lots of Dreadnoughts in this. It's going to be very interesting, actually, with all these Dreadnoughts. They've kind of denied me because I've only got a low wound count. So Tom knows what he was doing there when he was picking this army. Yeah, that's what it says. My secondaries, I've gone with Assassinate, Linebreaker, and Thin their ranks. All Khorne-esque, I like to think. Tom, what have you gone with for your secondaries?
Secondaries, I've got Bring It Down.
Bring It Down.
Grind them down.
Grind them down.
And engage on all fronts.
So this is going to be a pretty melee-heavy game, I believe. Right, so both forces have now deployed. Now let's see who goes first. Here we go. Come on, Blood God. Oh, Blood God. 2, 1. There we go.
Wasn't enough.
So we're going straight into turn 1. No CZ initiative, I'm afraid. Turn 1 for the Khorne Demons. Right, so turn 1 movement for the Khorne Demons. So the Blood Crushers here had a nice advance roll, and they are sitting on their objective quite nicely at the moment. We've moved up also through the ruins here. These Bloodletters, a little bit short of that objective at the moment. Moving over here, the War Dogs. Still staying in some form of pack formation at the moment, but they're trying to get themselves some nice line of sights towards Black Templar armour at the moment. This squad of Bloodletters are moving up here with character just behind them, and this squad of Blood Crushers has taken sanctuary in this ruin at the moment there, but they are also on that objective. So that is it for the movement. It was very very quick, lots of advancing. We're going to go on to Psychic. Nah,
Turn 1.
we're going to go on to shooting. Turn 1 for the Khorne demons. Right, so we're going to start off shooting here with this war dog here, firing everything he's got down across the field into this little dreadnought here. Yeah, so we're going to fire everything and see, hopefully, what we can do. So, fingers crossed. Let's hope Khorne is watching. Right, okay, so we're going to start off with the autocannons there. So they are both 2d3 shots each. Let's have a little roll. Oh, that's not too bad there.
Oh dear.
3, 6, 7, 8, 9 shots. Right, let's have a look, see if we can actually hit anything. Right, so here we go, hitting on 3s. Because we're House Vortex as well, we get to reroll 1 hit here. So we're going to reroll this 1 here. There we go, so that's 8 hits. Let's see if we can wound. So your dreadnought is toughness 7. Yeah, so we need 4s to wound here. Hopefully we'll get a few here. Each of which are 3 damage, Thomas.
Well, I'll take my save first if that's alright.
Well, no, we're not having that today. So, okay, so
sugar.
that is 5 saves minus 1.
Okay, I'm ready.
Can you do it?
So we're looking for.
We've also got a heavy stubber. Keep that in mind.
4 ups.
Yep.
Oh,
go for it.
Dead. Oh, no.
Okay, so 2 got through.
Oh, 2 got through. So
Yeah, 6 wounds.
he's down to 2.
Okay, and now the heavy stubber is going to fire to finish him off. Oh yeah, all hit. Here we go. Here we go, boys.
5.
1. Oh, can he save?
Okay.
He can't.
No, so he's down to 1 wound.
Right, okay.
Dreadnought.
All ready. Right, let's move on to the next bit of shooting. Right, so we are firing the second knight here. So we fired the autocannons and the heavy stubber at the other dreadnought, leaving it on 1 wound. So this one might seem a bit overkill. But what we're going to do instead, we're going to fire a heavy stubber down into this dreadnought with 1 wound. Off. And the autocannons are going to go daka 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 down the field into... the las cannons on the board. So we're going to fire the autocannons in there and a heavy stubber into the dreadnought. Now let's see what we can do. So first off, the thing that counts, heavy stubber's going to fire first. 1 hit. That's all we need. All we need. 1 hit. 1 hit. 1 shot, 1 kill.
Of course.
1 wound.
Don't you dare, Dreadnought.
Go on, dreadnought.
No, he's right.
He's okay. He survived. We've seen the toad. He's fine. Right. So next up, the autocannons into the Razorback. That's not too bad. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Very nice indeed. Right, so here we go. We've got 9 dice. We are going to be rolling to see if we hit. Oh, there we go. And once again, we are re-rolling 1.
Oh,
so we're going to re-roll that one.
This is just ridiculous.
I'm sorry, Thomas.
I demand a recount.
Okay, so strength 7.
So 4, is that?
That's 5. 5 saves there, Thomas.
Okay. -1, eh?
-1. And each one again is 3 damage. Oh, that's 3 fails. 9. That is not good.
I think he's only on 1 wound. I will double check in a minute.
Right, so we're going to have 1 knight left. Let's see what we're going to fire at with that. So the last war dog here, he's going to fire. He's ready. He's primed. The other 2 have reduced both their targets to 1 wound. And
it's in cover.
Tom's now hiding the target for this one. So this last one here is going to fire into this dreadnought here. With both cannons. The heavy stubber, however, is going to go...
Oh, come on, leave it.
He's going to go into this Razorback here, because it's been a threat of 1 wound. I've seen stranger things happen. So, here we go. Come on, knight. We can do it. Let's shoot some bad boys. So first up, we're doing a heavy stubber into the Razorback.
Oh, no.
Are you ready, Tom?
You're messing with all these.
Oh, 1 hit. That's all we need.
Do you want to re-roll your thing with that?
No, I don't want to re-roll the heavy stubber. Alright, 1 wound. No AP.
He's fine.
Alright, then the auto cannons. Here we go. So I don't like these auto cannons.
They're
1,
brutal.
2, 5, 6, 7 shots. Here we go. So 3 to hit.
It's got to have a bad roll. Yeah, that's better.
No, this is all gone wrong. So 4 hit.
That's still pretty good.
Still enough. Oh no, that's it. So only 1 wounded. Yeah.
Come on, Dreadnought. Pass the save. 4 up. No, okay, so 3 wounds.
3 wounds. And that is it for my turn 1. So we've reduced The target's down to 1 wound. Let's have a little scoot across the battlefield. Right, so here we go. At the end of turn 1, we've reduced this dreadnought to 1 wound here. We've taken this one down to 5 wounds there. And finally, the Razorback over here has also been reduced to 1 wound.
How many units did you kill that time?
Look, it's not about what you kill. It's about what you damage. You have to bleed.
I now have some sacrificial lambs.
You have to bleed your enemy, Tom. That's what Khorne wants. But we have placed some units onto good points here. So let's see what the Templars can do in their turn 1. So here we join Tom in his movement phase. And he's moving his Crusaders bravely. He's advanced them, by the way,
I've got a
towards
strategy in my pocket. Don't you worry.
this objective here at the moment. And the stumbling dreadnought, the smoke pluming out of this is coming in. And Tom says he's got some sort of strategy.
Oh, well, Chap can go down. You can be 12, so I'll move up.
Yeah, there we go. So
I do
we get used to that,
I have an
Tom.
advance and charge.
Right, there we go. So he's willing to spend some command points straight away.
Yeah.
What are you going to move next, Tom?
Well, I don't want to get too close to your juggernauts, to be honest.
Don't worry about the juggernauts.
Blood crushers, I should say.
Yeah.
This chap
So,
is...
At the moment, there's a bit of recap already. These dreadnoughts have moved up with the crippled Razorback. Tom's captain there is just lurking behind. Is that a captain or was that a chapter
That's
master?
the chapter master.
Chapter master, yep. Helbrick, the younger years. And the squad of Crusaders are moving up there. Tom's now thinking about what to move his dreadnought.
Go this way. There we go.
Oh, very good there. And that is
That's me
everything.
done.
Yep, that squad of Crusaders is on there. So I will let Tom do a quick recap because my reporting may have made it seem a bit too simple. Sure, there's a strategy behind here.
Okay, so kicking off turn 1 shooting for the Templars. We're going to have the Razorback here who's going to be hitting on 5s, shooting into this central walker here because he couldn't really get anywhere and I had to move the chapter master in to make it a viable shot. So let's see how he does. Okay, so as I was about to shoot in, Dom had said he was going to rotate his iron shield, so he has done for a command point. However, I am hitting on 5s, however the chapter master is right next door, so we're going to get rerolls on these. So let's see if we can get at least... No, nothing yet.
Don't make me waste my command point, Tom.
Oh,
I feel
okay.
so wasted now.
Okay, and then 3s, I presume.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wasted my command.
I'm going to use a command point to reroll one of these because I feel I have to at least get... Oh, for goodness sake.
I really wanted that.
So that is no wounds from the Razorback. Okay, so next up we're going to have the Ironclad here firing 2 hunter-killer missiles into the same dreadnought that's currently got his iron shields rotated because it's pretty much the only one I can actually see. So let's see if these shots go off. Okay, so we're needing 3s to hit here. Get 1. Strength 8, so needing a 3 as well.
Yep.
Yes. That's -2.
Okay, so we will use our 4-up from rotating iron shields. Please. There we go.
Damn it. Next up, we have this dreadnought who is going to fire over into the blood crushers in this ruin over here. So we're going to have the assault cannon and stormbolter. So starting off with the assault cannon here, we are hitting on 3s. No rerolls here. Okay. So 1 miss. And
how does it feel being a marine player without any rerolls?
Pretty good. I like it. What's your toughness?
4.
So 3s. Oh my lord. Okay, so we have 1 wound at -1.
Okay, 5-up demon. No, I'll take a wound.
And I'm going to put 2 stormbolt shots in as well. Both hit. And...
Okay, and a 4-up.
Yes.
Cockiness.
Karma. Okay, come back next in a second with the next lot of shots. Okay, next up in the shooting phase, we're going to have this Crusader squad and the Chaplain fire their bolt pistols in. Actually, yeah, the Chaplain didn't move actually, so he can do it. But I did pay a command point for this Crusader squad for Emperor's Will, so they can advance and charge, but also shoot their pistols as a benefit to that as well. So let's fire some pistols in. So we've got 11 bolt pistol shots, all hitting on 3s, going in. Come on, stop rolling. Okay, let's take all these misses out. A fair few of them. And 5s, I presume.
No, 4. Toughness 4.
Oh, they're only toughness 4.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes them feel slightly better.
Oh,
Ooh,
poo.
that's not too bad. So that'll be 5 there.
5 saves.
Give 5 ups. 3.
One's dead because it was on 2 wounds.
Yes, okay, so it's
dead.
dead. And finally, we're going to have this Dreadnought also fire into the Blood Crusher Stick. It's pretty much his only target, so we'll fire all that in now. Okay, so we're going to start off with the Assault Cannon going in. So we're looking for 3s here. Okay, that's slightly better than last time at least. And then 3s. And this is -2 AP, but it doesn't really affect you, does it? So.
No, demon save. 1 wound.
And then we have 4 Stormbolt shots coming in. Okay, just the 1 and 1 wound.
Here we go. We're fine.
Okay. And the only other bit I did was this Dreadnought firing all of its weapons into these demons here, and he fluffed miserably, so nothing happened there. So that's the end of my shooting phase. Let's see if we can get in combat with a couple of these Templar units. Okay, so in the charge phase, the only charge I had to get off was the Chaplain and the Crusader squad into this Blood Crusher unit. We actually all made it in. Some pretty good long-range charges, so let's see how this combat pans out.
Right, so Tom's going to start up here with normal chainswords. He's asked me to record this because he's run out of hand space.
I actually do have another 9 attacks after this as well, but I thought I'd start with this because I've got Fires of Devotion on them as well.
Right, here we go then.
So we're looking for 3s.
Oh, come on, Blood Crushers, you're okay.
There is no rerolls in here, by the way, because I didn't do litany of... Oh, sorry.
You're breaking the mould of a Marine player here,
Did
Tom.
I knock a 3 over there?
I
think that was a 3, but...
I'll take your word for it, Tom. You seem quite honest.
Okay. All good.
It's not honest.
It's a lie. And then 4s, eh?
Yep. Yep, toughness 4. See if you can do it. That's not too bad for me. I'll say that.
So we're looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, 9.
Right,
and
okay.
9 to follow in a minute.
So here's 8 here. Need no AP, so 4 ups.
Oh!
No! One more. Right. Oh, that's cute, Tom. Let's see if your Crusaders can do anything at all.
So here's the 9 follow up.
Here come the others.
Well, this is embarrassing, really.
Oh dear.
What are my Templars doing, eh?
Some people say Blood Crushers waste the points.
1 more.
This is getting awkward. And we pass that as well.
Okay, then I've got this
So that's
Sergeant.
10 saves so far for Blood Crushers.
So Sergeant gets 2 attacks normally. He charged, he's got a pair of lightning claws and Fires of Devotion. So
Yep.
5 attacks.
5 attacks. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 3 hit.
And then
Re-rolling, so
4s
4s and then re-rolls. Okay, so 1 more re-roll.
Okay.
Okay, so obviously you got an AP on this.
Minus
So
2.
yeah, so we're using our demon save of 5 up. Okay, so that is. I'm going to use a command point, Tom, to re-roll 1 because I've got a feeling I need to.
Well, I've got the Chaplain.
No, okay, so 1 Blood Crusher has fallen because 1 was on 2 wounds. We're going to move on to the Chaplain now.
Master of Sanctity, so looking for 5 attacks with him.
Yep.
And we're hitting on. Actually, I will just check something.
You will be hitting on 2s, I believe.
Just to make sure that I have got my rules correct, Dominic.
Yep.
So, sorry for the little interlude, everyone.
I will fill the interlude with
yes,
mocking
I was wrong.
music.
So I have 1 less attack. It's actually 4 attacks, which is what I thought it was.
There you go. Honest Tom.
So we're hitting on 2s,
Yep.
no rerolls. Oh, there's always 1.
Yeah, there's always 1.
Now I do have Benediction Fury, so that's the special Crosium. So we got this is strength 6.
Okay, so 3's to win.
3 still there. And these are -3, sorry, -2, but they are 3 damage each. These ones.
Oh, goodness.
So
Right. So 1 Blood Crusher is on 1 wound? Yep. Okay, so Tom, was that it?
that was it.
Right, okay, so we're going to come back in a second with some Blood Crusher attacks.
Okay, we're starting off with the Blood Crushers themselves.
Yeah, so the actual...
The riders.
the riders, the Bloodletter riders. So we've got 2 guys left, and let's hopefully we can kill some off. So we're hitting on 3s. Oh, I missed. We're then wounding on 3s, because we are strength 5. So
3 wounds?
3 wounds. That is 2 wounds, although it doesn't matter because you're just standard
Exactly.
Marines.
So what's the
So
minus?
3 saves of -3.
So 6 ups then.
Yeah.
However, I have got the Divine Protection, or Litany of Protection on them, so I do Shrug. So actually that 2 up does matter. So I don't pass any of them anyway. So one of these is for 2 wounds, yes?
Yes.
So let's do that one first, because that counts on 1 model, doesn't it? So no. So I've lost 1 and then 1 each for the other 2. No, so I've lost 3 in total.
Okay, right, so next up we have got the bladed horns that the actual juggernauts have. So these once again are hitting on 3s. Take that away. And then we are strength 5 still. It's only a -1 AP though. So 2 saves, -1. And another 1.
And we'll see if we pass that one. If we don't. So I lost 4 Marines there.
Oh dear.
I hope you're happy with yourself.
I am.
Okay, so at the end of the fight phase there, I lost 4 Marines. I didn't fail my leadership. Dom lost... how many did you lose?
I lost 2.
2 Blood Crushers, but then you rolled a 1 on your leadership.
Yeah.
So therefore you got 1 back.
Yeah.
So that attack, so that round of combat really felt quite not brilliant, to be honest. And now I've got some... these chaps coming around the corner, so I am not prepared. So that is the end of turn 1 for me. I didn't actually score any points either. Oh no, I tell a lie, I did. I got the ball control one, so I'm in the corner of the ball, so I'm here, here and here. So I did score 1 secondary there. So we're right back in a minute with turn 2 for Deamons of Khorne. So yeah, Dom's started his movement phase in the second turn.
Yeah, I am.
Just for a little recap as well, he did score 10 primary points in his second turn, because he's holding 2 objective markers. And here we go with some Blood Crusher fun coming towards my lines. I don't know, yeah, I mean, you got any strategies there, Dom? I mean, you're just coming forward, I mean...
Oh, it's the old classic manoeuvre here, Tom. Don't you worry. This guy here, he's going to advance.
Alright.
Oh, there we go. More than what's needed. So we're just going to sit over here onto this objective.
But then I think we will come back in a minute with a wrap up of the rest of the movement.
Turn 2 movement for the Khorne Demons, and things are changing. The Blood Crushers here, as you saw, have moved up. They are moving towards this Crusader squad here. The Herald at the back here has jumped onto that objective. Bloodletters also have kind of filtered through. But, of course, they are joined in the backfield by our reserves. They have now come on. We've got a big squad of Bloodletters at the back here with the Banner of Blood, so that's a 3d6 charge, plus we have the instrument, which is an extra inch on there. We have got the Greater Demon of Khorne back here as well. And over here, this squad of Bloodletters are coming in to assist the Blood Crushers in cover here, and hopefully to deal with that champion as well, chaplain, sorry. And as for the Knights, they are pretty much staying at the back. This one has kind of filtered through into the street here, hopefully a bit of fire into this dreadnought here. Possibly, if we can see, this dreadnought here as well. The other 2 Knights back here are going to be putting some fire down into the centre on the Ironclad and on the Razorback here. Hopefully popping it out and having some squishy Marines pop out. So, let's move on to turn 2 Psychic and shooting. Right, so we are going to fire this Knight here across the field. Boff into this Ironclad here and see if we can do anything. So every weapon is going to fire from this War Dog into that Dreadnought. Let's see what we can do. Right, so see how many shots of the auto cannons we get. Okay, so we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shots. Will that be enough to take out this Ironclad? I believe it will. Obviously toughness 8. So 3 to hit. We're going to reroll this one.
I see.
There we go. We need 5s to win.
That's right, 5s.
This is kind of which I increased the Infernal ability to increase the strength and damage. Oh, just 2. 2, Tom, with -1 AP. Okay, so 1 got through, that's 3 damage. And fire a heavy stopper as well, because, you know, why not? No, nothing. Right, okay, so let's move on to the final Knight. Right, so at the end of shooting there, we saw this Knight here take a few shots at the Ironclad. This one over here, however, fired everything it possibly had into that Dreadnought, destroying that, no explosion there. And this Knight over here fired through as well and destroyed that Knight there. Also no explosion, so 2 Dreadnoughts have fallen this turn in the shooting phase for Khorne Demons. We're going to move in now to Assault, and hopefully we're going to get some charges off. Right, so turn to charge phase here. The Blood Crusher's got a nice charge into here, so most of them got into combat there, well, into base contact. So we've got a stratagem in a minute we can play. Over here, we were tempted to charge into the Razorback. Got double one. That's not really going to help, is it? But we decided not to try and re-roll anything, so we left it there. This squad, however, got a nice charge, just about, with the Banner of Blood and the instrument we got in there. Bloodthirster, however, did not get anything, and he's just lurking at the back there, just watching, like rubbing his chin maybe. Hopefully it's chin. And this squad of Bloodletters down here got a nice 12-inch charge into the Chaplain and the Crusader squad. So that is all the charges. Now let's come back in a minute and see what we can do damage-wise.
Maybe. Okay, so we're going to be starting off the assault phase here for Khorne. So we've got all but one of the demons here going into the Crusader squad. So that ended up with a bucket load of attack. I think it was 19 going into the Crusader squad and then 2 going into the Chaplain. And obviously then I might have to pay a command point to interrupt. We'll see in a minute. We'll see what happens. So, Dom,
let's do it.
Let's do it. So we've got the demons, the Bloodletters attacks first going into the Crusader squad.
So here we go. Okay, so we'll take out the misses here because these things happen. We need freeze to wound.
You do indeed. How many saves would that be?
That is 9 saves, Thomas.
Well,
I wouldn't worry about. I think there was 1/6. But
well, I did get divine protection on them. So we saved 1, and then these are 5 ups to save them from
hacking death.
No, they're all dead.
Right, and then 1 attack against the Chaplain. 1 hit. Didn't wound.
Alright.
Right, so end of turn 2 combat for the Khorne Demons. So we used, I believe it's Brass Stampede here when they came in, killing off 2 of the Templars. And just with the attacks here, we just wiped the rest of the squad there, so they have now fallen. Moving across the battlefield here, the 20 Bloodletters charged in, once again killing off the Crusader squad there. Consolidated, it's actually landed them onto that objective there, so they will be scoring that. And over here as well, the Bloodletters charged in, killing off the Crusaders. As we saw, didn't do any wounds to the Chaplain. Chaplain then, in her attack, killed off 2 of the Juggernauts. And the remaining Juggernaut there has taken that Chaplain down to 3 wounds there. So pretty devastating for the Black Templars. We're going to move into turn 2 for the Black Templars, and hopefully they'll be able to cast back the Filthy Demon. Let's see.
Okay, Templar fans, it's turn 2. We have scored no primary objectives, and we've got 1 secondary to our name so far in this game, so we are on a grand total of 2 points. So we're doing well. However, the fight back begins here. I am going to try and viciously at least kill a lot of this army in this turn. So let's go with the movement here. So the Razorback has stayed still. I didn't really see much point in moving anyway. He's got reasonably good targets. Company veterans got out and joined the Chapter Master here to possibly deal with Juggernauts and this demon contingent over here. The Dreadnought has moved up to this side, moving towards the Blood Crushers. And then over here, the 2 Dreadnoughts and the Master of the Forge have both turned around, so that is going to be some heavy flamer fun going on over there. And the Emperor's Champion has seen his quarry. He's obviously a bit bigger than him, but he knows how to use a sword, so he should be right. And the Chaplain has decided to get out of dodge, and he has jumped up on the ruins here, out of combat, because he doesn't really fancy his chances against that many Bloodletters. If they want to follow him, feel free. Come on. Come say hello. Leave the objective alone. You don't need it. You don't need any more primary points. Anyway, so we'll be right back in a minute with some shooting. Okay, so we're going to start off with the Dreadnoughts and the Master of the Forge all firing everything into this unit here. As it's the only things they can actually shoot at because the only things in range, so that's what we're going to fire everything and do all simultaneously. So I've rolled out all the attacks already. So we've got a lot of flamer attacks, got some heavy flamer attacks, we've got a Hurricane Bolter. So let's go and see how they do.
Right, here we go. Tom's got a lot of dice going. Got a heavy flamer going first.
Yeah, so we need 3s to wound. I've already rolled for a number of hits. Not that brilliant.
Okay.
So 2, 4, 6, 7.
7. Right, here we go. So I've spent a couple of command points to increase their invulnerable, so 4 up. Okay, that's kind of paid off a little bit, so it's 4 dead. Right, let's see what else is next.
Okay, so we've got 5 normal flame hits from the Master of the Forge.
Yep.
The flamer. So wounding on 4s with this one.
Toughness 3.
Oh no, 3 still. Okay.
Yeah. 3.
Just 3.
Okay, so another 1 dead.
And then we have the Hurricane Bolter. Coming in. Coming in.
Here we go. It's the Hurricane Bolter. Roll to hit.
And they needed 3s again.
Yep.
So 2, 4, 6 more.
And we'll have 1 dead. So is that all you're shooting over there, Tom?
I'll just fire the. I've got 1 bolt gun from the Master Forge.
Ah, that's cute. Go for it.
Hit on 2s.
Oh dear.
One
You on a
hit.
3?
Oh, no. And then 1 bolt pistol for the Emperor
Yeah,
Champion.
that's it. Use all those little... Scrape that barrel.
Oh, my God's sake!
So that's 6 bloodletters killed from that
Wow.
volley of fire from 2 characters and 2 dreadnoughts. It's getting awkward.
Okay, so recapping the rest of the shooting here, we had the las cannons from the Razorback fire into this knight here. We took 6 wounds off him. Lucky I had the re-rolls from the Chapter Master nearby, otherwise it would have been a double miss. We then had the Chapter Master and this Dreadnought fire into the into Blood Crush and do nothing. The bolt pistols from the company veterans all fired into here and killed 2 of the Bloodletters. And obviously you saw what happened over here on camera. We'll leave that one slightly quiet. That wasn't that brilliant. And that was actually all my shooting. So let's head on into combat and let's see if we can make amends. Okay, so at the end of turn 2 combat, as you can see, the table over here is looking a bit cleaner. However, we didn't have that much luck against the Blood Crushers down here. The Chapter Master and Dreadnought were having a bit of trouble dealing with these guys here, and they did take a few wounds back themselves. So the Chapter Master's down to 2, and he is down to 6. The veteran squad here managed to punch their way through the Bloodletters quite easily. And over here, this was a bit more of a protracted engagement over here. Basically, we did manage to thin them out to the point where they failed the leadership, and then they lost 4 in the leadership. So that was, I think, 19 dead Bloodletters that turn.
Yeah, not good.
Not good there, but we managed to whittle them down. However, there's still quite a lot on the board to get through. So we'll have to see how it is. Now, also, while I was doing this, I did remember something. Tech Marine is actually an elite, so technically he can't be the HQ of the Vanguard. So my army list is slightly incorrect. However, I've just, for basically completeness purposes, the Emperor Champion would become the HQ for my Vanguard detachment, just to make it correct. So that is the end of my turn 2. So we're going to head to turn 3 for Demons.
Right, so turn 3 movement for the Chaos Demons. So in the movement phase here, we use the Infernal ability on this knight here for D3 rather than the 1. So we've picked to upgrade the strength and strength and damage on that autocannon there. So hopefully it can do a bit of damage against one of those ironclads. These demons have also pushed up away from that objective, and the Blood Crusher just leaving him there for now. We scored 15 points to begin with, as we're holding quite a few objectives to begin the game with. Bloodthirster is charging in here, so he's just out of engagement range there. Hopefully he'll be charging in soon. These 2 have shuffled around very slightly. This one here is probably going to be targeting down the field towards one of those ironclads. This one here, however, will probably be picking on this chaplain up there with a -1 to hit him. And that is it really for the movement phase, because a lot of the stuff is still locked in combat. This herald is still sitting on that objective there for now. There's no point risking him on some sort of fool's errand towards the veterans. So we're going to move on to
The death phase.
The death phase. The shooty dacker, shooty phase. No psychic though. Remember, Khorne doesn't like them. Right, turn 3 shooting for the Chaos Forces here. So this Chaos Knight here, this War Dog, fired everything it had into this one here. Tom played Duty Eternal, and he took a couple of wounds. It's taken 2 wounds, it's down to 4 here. However, this one here fired everything it could into this Razorback and did nothing to him. He's still there. This one, however, fired every gun he could up into this building, hit the chaplain there, and I think in total did 9 wounds. So yeah, that chaplain is like a red mist now. And that was it for my shooting. We're going to go into assault, and hopefully this might pay off. So let's find out what happens in turn 3 assault for Khorne. So,
Why?
there you go. That indicates how well it went for Tom. End of turn 3 assault for Khorne Demons. So down here, the chapter master and the dreadnought there killed off another 2 of the blood crushers. We did a couple of wounds back to the dreadnought, or did 1 wound back to the dreadnought. Did leadership, got a 1. Boop, another blood crusher. So we're slowly holding that area there. Over here, however, the Greater Demon of Khorne charged in, the Bloodthirster charged in, took a couple of wounds to Overwatch. Then, however, he quickly dispatched the 2 Ironclad Dreadnoughts and the Emperor's champion there. One of the Ironclads did explode, killing off one of the Bloodletters and the 1 Bloodletter that remained from the 20-man squad. Did a wound to the Tech Marine, did a wound to everything else around it, really. Tech Marine was then cut apart by the Bloodletters there. So over here, the Khorne forces are holding strong, and the Bloodthirster there killing off 3 units very, very well. And so that was 3 characters killed off for our assassinate objective. So that is the end of our turn 3. We're going to move on to the Black Templars.
Okay, so yeah, not a lot left on the board after that turn. So over here we had the veterans move towards this objective here. The dreadnought has obviously stayed in combat, and the chapter masters jumped over this way to take on the big boy here, because I do have cut off the head as one of my. No, I don't. Pardon me, I don't have that at all. So it actually doesn't really matter. But I want to kill him for it. I kind of want to kill him anyway. I was going to take cut off the head, but then I decided not to at the beginning. So. I do have to bring it down though, that's what I'm thinking of, and that will cost me because it's a monster. So, that's my movement done. I did score 5 points as well for holding this objective at the beginning, so I'm on the scoreboard on the primaries at last, yes. However, we'll be right back in a minute with turn 3 shooting. Okay, so we kicked off with the Lascans here going into the Bloodthirster. However, because he was hitting on 5s, even with the rerolls, he unfortunately missed this time. He did have 2 rather lucky turns anyway, so I feel like that's probably justified. We then fired the Dreadnought's weapons into the attacking Blood Crushers, and we managed to kill 1 off. However, the other shots on the Storbot didn't manage to do any wounds to the other one. However, he's now out of combat, so he could charge if he wanted to. And over here we fired all of the bolt pistols into the Herald. Is it Herald?
It is, yeah.
Herald.
Bloodmaster.
Bloodmaster,
Herald,
that's right. Took 1 wound off him. So that is the shooting done. Let's go into combat and see if the chapter master can hold out this turn to kill him next turn. Okay, so the chapter master made it in over here and took him down to 7 wounds, but he could not weather the blows that were directed back at him. So unfortunately, he has died. So that's given him another 3 points for assassinate. The dreadnought here managed to finish off this blood crusher, and the company veterans over here managed to finish off the herald. I suspect the next turn is going to be rather painful for me though, so we'll be right back with turn 4 for the Chaos Demons.
Right, so turn 4 movement for the Chaos Demons here. We were still holding more objectives than the mere mortals, so we've still got a knight here. This one has moved, however, this one's kind of pushing up towards this dreadnought here to avenge the blood crushers. Here as well. The Bloodthirster is pushed up. This knight as well has moved up from the rear. He's kind of coming up along here. The Bloodletters, however, have been holding this objective for now, probably cutting up the remains of the Tech Marine and seeing what they can make of it. Down here, Bloodcrush is still on this objective, and this Herald is still on this objective here. So now it's trying to kill off the remaining Templars and claim their skulls for the Skull Throne. And some blood, possibly for the Blood God. So let's move into turn 4, shooting for the Demons of Khorne. Right, turn 4 shooting for Khorne Demons and Chaos Knights. And saw brother Hellbrick here is holding on. The rest of his squad were cut down by mainly heavy stubble fire, actually.
Yes.
So heavy stubble fire and autocannons came in here. They resisted all the autocannons, but the heavy stubber killed a couple off. Similar story here. The autocannons from this knight here fired off into the dreadnought. Dreadnought dropped, taking 6 wounds, and the heavy stubber once again two off there. Helbrick, Sword Brother Helbrick is now calling for pickup from the Razorback. How the Razorback is on 1 wound
And a bit of trouble.
and yeah, this guy's right behind him. So we're going to move on to turn 4 assault, and I think we know what's going to happen here. So let's find out. Right, so the end of turn 4. Yeah, it happened. Tom used a command point to try and overwatch. Unfortunately, it failed. The Razorback took a lot of hits, a lot of damage. Unfortunately, though, the Bloodthirster knows where to cut. He's taken out a couple of dreadnoughts. He's sussed it out now, and he just sliced it apart.
Left the fuel tanks alone.
Left the fuel tanks alone and turned it into a flat pack.
Origami.
Yeah, and he's gone. So Tom has wisely conceded, leaving Sword Brother Helbrick here to run off, and who knows what
Reform the Templars into a fighting force.
Yeah,
Become Primaris. He's going to go for the Rubicon.
what Helbrick's going to do there. So I think a pretty decisive Khorne victory there, which is quite nice actually for Chaos Demons to do quite well on the channel. Tom, do you have a model of the match at all?
No.
Nothing at all.
Maybe the chapter master for whipping through this stuff and then jumping over.
Yeah, so the chapter master of the hammer down here,
Yes.
he kind of really came in and hammered a lot of those blood crushers, taking a lot of the stress off the dreadnought was there, freeing him up, going up.
Other than that, it was a pretty bad day for me.
Yeah, not great for the Templars,
No.
unfortunately. Being a brave man, not using Primaris, and unfortunately didn't pay off this time. For me, it would actually probably be this Bloodthirster, because normally my Bloodthirster just gets killed straight away. But this one killed 2 dreadnoughts, Chapter Master, Emperor's Champion, and a Razorback. So he's done really well for himself, for a change. So anyway, this is Tom and Dom from Blacktoad Studios. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time. Take care.